The breakdown of expenditure by departments, with the expenditure percentages rounded off per accounting practice, is as follows. The Department of Infrastructure spends 3.1 billion, or 83% of the adjustment budget of 3.7 billion. The Department of Environment expenditure is 480 million, or 71% of the 672.1 million adjusted budget. There are still some shared corporate functions between the Gauteng Department of Environment and the Gauteng Department of Agriculture and Rural Development, which contribute to spending outcomes for both departments. The Gauteng Provincial Treasury expenditure is 603.7 million, or 78% of the adjustment budget of 775.8 million. The Department of E-Government expenditure is 1.6 billion, or 80% of the adjustment budget of 1.9 billion. The Department of Sports, Arts, Culture and Recreation expenditure is 821.1 million, or 79% of the adjustment budget. The Department of Agriculture and Rural Development expenditure is 479.8 million, or 70% of the adjustment budget. The Department of Community Safety expenditure is 2.1 billion, or 83% of the adjustment budget in the period of January 2026. The Department of Roads and Transport expenditure is 8 billion, or 79% of the budget of 10.1 billion. The Department of Human Settlement expenditure is 4.7 billion, or 76% of the adjustment budget of 6.1 billion. The Department of Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs expenditure is 452.6 million, or 78% against the adjustment budget of 580.8 million. The Department of Economic Development expenditure is 1.4 billion, translating to 81% of the adjustment budget of 1.7 billion. Expenditure is driven by transfers to departmental agencies, which accounts for 76%. A total of 83% of the adjusted budget has been transferred to the department's entities, which are Gauteng Enterprise Propeller, the Gauteng Growth and Development Agency, Gauteng Tourism Authority, the Gauteng Liquor Board, and the Gauteng Gambling Board. The Gauteng Provincial Legislature expenditure is 827 million, or 69%, and the budget that remained unchanged following the adjustment process. The Office of the Premier spending is 1.3 billion, or 79% of the adjusted budget of 1.6 billion. The Department of Social Development expenditure is 4.8 billion, or 85% of the adjustment budget. This department has seen a significant increase in the expenditure for school uniforms, dignity packs and food parcels for the period under review compared to the same period in the previous financial year, a reflection of the cost of living challenges impacting residents of Gauteng. The Department of Health expenditure is 55.4 billion, or 81% of the adjusted budget. Part of this is driven by compensation of employees, budget pressures under the HIV/AIDS sub-program that is impacted by the defunding, or rather withdrawal of funds by USAID, which was a major contributor to South Africa's and Gauteng HIV/AIDS response via the US President's Emergency Plan for AIDS Relief, which is known as PEPFAR. The Department of Education expenditure is 58.6 billion, or 85% of the adjusted budget. The department's expenditure is driven by, amongst others, scholar transport, school nutrition, and school municipal services.